Hey guys, good morning. So I have decided to do another video from my car. I stopped doing these a while ago only because it's super dark outside, so the lighting here really sucks. It's actually starting to come back, and I enjoy the lighting, is starting to come back. I actually enjoy doing these videos only because they're super easy for me to do. I can literally just jump on my phone camera, hold it in front of my face, look like a weirdo while I'm sitting here waiting for work to start with everyone walking by and looking at me. And my cell phone is better than my camera because, as you know, you probably heard me complain about my camera 1,500 times. My cell phone just keeps recording. Like, I have 22 minutes and 12 seconds of recording time on my cell phone, and my camera gives me 10 minutes. So I am eventually going to replace that camera body with something else, except if you do YouTube or you know anything about cameras, you know cameras are extremely expensive just to buy to have to do YouTube videos on. So eventually I'll be replacing it and getting something a lot better, but silly me, I didn't do my research when I started, so you're probably wondering what I'm waving around here. So I bought the wrong camera. So what I wanted to just talk to you guys today about, this is going to be more, not a mini rant, but more of like just I guess a cautionary tale sort of thing. I'm not, this is going to go up on my beauty channel only because I think this is sort of related to health and beauty. I do have another channel just dedicated to commentary and rants and stuff like that, but I don't really pay attention to it. It's very hard for me to maintain two channels right now, just working full time and the rest of it, so I'm just going to put this up on my beauty channel. So what I wanted to talk to you about today has everything to do with this paper that I'm waving around. The other weekend I did a juice cleanse. Now, I know you guys have probably heard a ton of things about juice cleanses. You probably heard all the goods, like they're fantastic, you're gonna have glowing skin, you're gonna be clear-minded. These are all words I read from a juice cleanse ad. And you're just gonna look great overall, you're gonna be radiant. And there's several different kinds of juice cleanses you can buy, all the way up to 7 days with no food. I think you can get a 5-day no food, a 3-day no food, and the one that I did from this particular company was a 3-day with 1 meal. It was called the Chew. The idea of me not eating for 3 days just was not going to happen, so I had to do one that allowed me to have at least 1 meal item, which was which was supposed to be a light meal, except they never defined what light was to me. So logic would suggest that, you know, light meal be like a salad or something not too heavy, but still it would have been nice to get a little direction. And the company that I am talking about here, and this is no shade to the company, this is not going to be a shady video, I'm just using this because I happen to have their leaflet, and this was the one that I went to, was Pulp and Press. Now, this is a company out of Toronto. I did have their juices brought up to BC, only because BC prices are outrageous for juice cleanses. Absolutely outrageous. I know to buy a bunch of juice, what are those, fruits in bulk is astronomically expensive, and the time it would take to juice them, and I personally don't own a juicer, would be a lot to make 1 bottle of juice. But the price comparison, it's getting a little warm in here, the price comparison between the juice cleanses in Toronto and the juice cleanses in BC was like in the hundreds of difference. Obviously, the longer the juice cleanse, the more expensive it's going to be. Mine cost $100 plus shipping. Oh, and I was talked into this, by the way. I was talked into this by my boyfriend. His friend had done it and said she had glowing skin and gave all the goods, and it was fantastic. She loved it, and she, I should mention, did the 3-day no food. So she did the step up from me. She did no food at all for 3 days, and we'll get into that. Anyway, so I paid $100, he paid $100, it was $15 shipping to get up here. They shipped it in a fantastic package. I picked my day that I wanted it to arrive. It literally arrived on that day. So it was fantastic. It's dropped off at my reception area at my work. Really heavy, I might add. If you're going to plan on carrying this somewhere, don't take the bus. It was like 32, I believe, pounds of juice. All in like the styrofoam in a box. It was insulated. Really great packing, I might add. Anyways, was delivered on time. I had to have, I believe it was 4 juices a day plus 1 meal. So great. We started on a weekend because, quite honestly, it said no coffee, green tea only. I'm not a green tea fan. So not having coffee while I'm on general work day is not happening. So I said, we're doing this on a weekday, and he was cool with, or weekend rather, and he was cool with that. So we started Friday. Friday was no problem. I really wasn't that hungry. I found it to be a non-issue. So we had our juices, and I brought this little pamphlet just to read to you. This says we're going to receive increased mental clarity, regulate weight loss, loss of cravings, reduced bloating, improved sleep, and increased energy. So those are basically all the goods that you're going to get, apparently, allegedly, from doing this cleanse. And like I said, they give you, I did the chew, there it is right there. And they give you the days, day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way up to day 7, because this is a generic leaflet for all of the juices you can do. And during the cleanse, you have your cold pressed juice, your water, and your herbal tea. After the cleanse, sleep, healthy diet, water. I guess that's what you're going to get out of this. So they give you a little calendar, like not a calendar, but a menu there, day 1, day 2, so you can see it, and the titles, the juice bottles that you're supposed to drink. So great. This juice, when I started with the Hulk, they tell you to start 3 days, or 2 to 3 hours, followed by 1 healthy meal if you're doing this particular cleanse. If you start your morning at 7:30 a.m., we recommend drinking 1 juice at 8 a.m., juice 2 at 11, and so on and so forth. So I started with something called the Hulk. It tasted horrible. Oh my God, these juices tasted awful. I've had cold pressed juice before. Obviously none that were mixed with celery and apple. I realize I'm not a celery apple mix fan. Oh, it's getting so foggy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I apologize for the lighting. Look at back there. Oh dear. It's getting so foggy. Anyways, so all of these juices, with the exception of the Beta Blaster, which was a carrot, and the Spicy Lemon, which was a turmeric and lemon mix, tasted absolutely awful. Make sure that you enjoy the combination of apple and celery together before you buy from this particular company, because the majority of these juices had apple and celery mixed together, along with some kale and along with some other healthy stuff. The only problem I found with this juice cleanse is that when you're doing this, you're pressing all the fiber out of the juice when you juice it. That's normal. If you do that and you don't eat for, say, 7 days, there is the risk of being constipated. So that's a problem. Now, I didn't have any of those issues because I failed at this. I remember how I said I started Friday morning. Friday was fine. I woke up Saturday morning. I thought I was going to die. No joke. I was hot, then cold, then hot, then cold. This promise of extra sleep did not happen. I could not sleep. I was so hungry when I woke up Saturday morning. I tried to stuff myself with water. I ended up drinking a coffee because I had a pounding headache from caffeine withdrawal. Like, it was horrid. Okay, horrid. There was no mental clarity. I was literally sitting on the couch like this, like that, because my brain was so foggy. I went online. I had to look it up. And apparently, for some people, flu-like symptoms are a reaction to obviously not eating. I saw some silliness online that it was suggested that, quote, more dirty people or people that had to detox more would feel more flu-like symptoms, which is silly. We all have kidneys and we all have a liver. So the body really doesn't need to detox in this way, which is why I think this is more of like a fad. I could go out and drink healthy juice any day of the week and still have my liver and kidneys doing their job. So this whole idea of a juice cleanse, for me, didn't work, and I will not be doing this again. I gave up around noon because these, quote, flu-like symptoms were just so extreme. I literally thought to myself, why the F did I pay $100 to feel like this? Granted, I didn't know I'd react that way, and it's not this company's fault I reacted that way. Obviously, I just need to eat. My boyfriend was fine, though he was sneaking snacks and didn't tell me the whole time, so that explains why he was fine. And I was not sneaking no snacks, let me tell you. I was trying to do this like full tilt. I spent $100. I was going for it. Yeah, I gave up. I couldn't handle it. Just alone, the groggy brain thing and not being able to function. Literally, I felt like I was shutting down. I would never do another juice cleanse. And this is just a fair warning to you guys. If you want to try it, go for it. I suggest going with the smallest cleanse first, only because if you react the way I reacted, you will be stopping. And it is not healthy to just keep going forward with it. If you feel horrible like the way I did, just stop. There were a lot of people online that were saying, oh, you got to power through and do this. The hell no. The way that I felt, the power through nothing. I wouldn't have been able to drive. My whole day was coming to like a grinding halt with this. Not going to happen. I didn't have any mental clarity, nothing like that. And then I tried to start eating again. I had some like saltines because I was determined to kind of do this still a little bit, like have saltines and then, you know, have the juice still and then eat minimally. Yes. Did I lose weight? Yes, it did. Did it come back? Yes, it did. I think that would have been my natural body weight. Anyways, I lost about 3 pounds in one day, but I wasn't eating, so it stands the reason why I would lose weight. So realistically, do these work? I don't know. Is there any proven medical facts or studies that prove these work? No. So do it if you want. Just be wise about it. Think about the money that you're investing into this. $100 is not that bad if you have the $100 to spend. Are there lots of other things you could spend $100 on, like makeup? I mean, this eyeliner is really nice today. That's not the point. But like makeup, absolutely there is. But if you want to give this a go, I'm not against anyone giving this a go. I just wanted to throw it out there that you could have some problems with it and you may not get exactly what these leaflets promise, and just review your prices. Because like I said, there were hundreds of dollars of difference between the cost in Toronto versus the cost in BC, even if we factor in shipping. This video is getting kind of long, guys. So I will catch you on the next one, probably from my car, and you guys all have a good day. Bye.